What's up, everybody? Eric here. Hey, we are going to I'm going to start another new series. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with my YouTube stuff yet, but I'm going to start uploading some stuff here. That's just going to it's going to be like one rack clips. So I'm going to upload them all to a playlist. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can just go ahead and go to the playlist and select play all. So I'm going to do quite a few videos today. So that way we're not sitting on the same video for 20 minutes at a time, so on and so forth. So this is going to be 8-ball pattern strategies. So this is more of a live feed than anything. I'm not going to be stopping a video and restarting it if I miss a ball or something like that. But what it's really going to be is talk a strategy as to how to effectively see patterns better and potentially better your 8-ball game. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and break and start some stuff here. So for the benefits of these drills, we are going to take ball in hand, and I think I'll just go ahead and document that on my Facebook or on my YouTube page. So there'll probably be a category, maybe not of like 8-ball strategies with ball in hand after the break, 8-ball strategies without. But just know for these videos, we're definitely going to be taking ball in hand after the break because it's about learning strategy and pattern play. So let's talk about this 8-ball rack here. So I broke pretty good and I made a couple balls, but then we see this massive cluster take out. So what we have to start to fix here is we have to start to remove these clusters, and we have to try to give ourselves the best chance to get out of the rack at the same time. So when I'm tending to look at racks, the first thing I want to see here is what suit kind of rules the table. So if we're open, as I'm looking around through here, let's take a look at the balls that are tied up. So as you can see in the video, in this area, okay, there is a lot of stuff that's going on. So when you start to look at like problem balls and tie-ups and things like that, what you see is the 6 and the 1 are completely tied up. Okay, now the 3-ball goes up here and down here, but it's really tough to lead to either ball through here because of the stripes. Now, when we flip that scenario and we start looking at stripes, here's what we see. These 3 balls are open, these 2 balls are open, and then we get to this little area here, but we have the 10 that'll lead us to the 11, because the 11 is the worst ball on the table. So especially, for stripes, if we had to pick solids, the worst ball on the table right now is probably the 1 ball, because the 3 ball does see that pocket and the 2 ball does see that one, but this 1 ball is kind of brutal. So I'm going to go ahead and choose stripes, and here's why. I see, since I have ball in hand, that I can start with this 10 ball that will lead me to this ball. Now the good news is if I come over here, I can see that if I shoot the 11 into the side, it is going to open up this area for me. I don't have to do a whole lot, and then this will take me to my 12 ball, which will take me to my 13, which is going to help me work back down table for these other balls. Normally we try our best to cut one end of the table off and kind of work towards the 8, but in this case this is not beneficial to do because the 10 ball is so difficult to get on. So with the 10 ball being difficult to get on, that makes the 11 ball difficult to get on. So we're going to start with ball in hand here, and I'm going to see, shot's pretty tight here, so I'm actually going to shoot the 10 in the corner, and I'm just going to try to stop the cue ball, so because that gives me my best line to go at it. If I shoot the 10 in the side, okay, if I stop the ball on this side, I've got a cut, and that could mess with my cue ball, so I don't want that. If I roll the ball to try to get perfect, I could go past my 11 ball, and that's a problem that we don't want. So I'm going to shoot the 10 into the corner, and I'm going to stop the cue ball. So that gives me my nice angle on my 11. So now I'm just going to slowly roll the 11 in to leave this window between the 3 and the 8 to take me to my 12 ball. I rolled it just high enough to get past the 2, so we're not shooting over the 2. All right, so now we got to be careful. We want to make sure that we get good on the 13 ball. So if I get on this side of the 13 ball, the far side of your camera, I can come up this rail and I can come back down through here. And I don't mind that, because as long as I come through here, I've got my 9 ball, and the harder that I hit it, the more balls that I have to shoot at that way. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Let's say you're someone who doesn't like to roll the ball in this scenario, and you want to try to draw the ball. Well, I have angle, so the cue ball is going to be coming this way. And what I don't like is if I hit this bad, I'm going to come through here, and then I'm going to come back behind the 4, and I'm going to have to change my mind. I'm going to have to hit these balls and then come back and get a ball that's in front of the 8. Now the 8 goes in the side, but having to come all the way back and attack the 13 ball to shoot the 8 in the side, it's a lot of extra work that players aren't going to want to do. So I'm just going to try to keep the cue ball on the top side of the 13 ball here. And I might have gotten straight in, might not have. I don't know. Let's check it out. I got pretty straight in, so this isn't terrible. We don't want to get straight in, but it's not really that bad. I'm going to try to draw the cue ball back through here to get to this area to where I have a shot at one of these 2 balls. If I do take a real big snap and I get out here, I still have my 9 ball, but I can't really go forward at this point, and I've lost my option to go this way. So we're going to have to make a really good shot here. Try our best to avoid the 4 ball because it's pretty slick cloth. Okay. So we got back to the middle of the table. Middle of the table is always good. So my original idea of shooting the 14 or the 15 first, not going to happen. So I'm going to shoot the 9 ball instead. 9 ball is just going to be kind of a slow roll here that'll take us to these other balls here. I'm not going to do too much here. Okay. So now we're here. Let's see here. Got a little straight in again, so I'm going to have to force an angle. So the angle that I have is taking me right here. On a bar table, that's great, but on the 9 foot, I gotta force it a little more because it has extra room to the rail. So the angle that I was looking for was, if I shot the 15 straight, was to get about here. So I'm about a ball and a half off. So let's see what we got. I'm going to try to bring the cue ball off this rail back out here. I'm going to be shooting with low right because low right's going to give me a chance here to do something if I mess up. But I'm going to try to force the ball to the rail here, and then if the right takes off, it's going to come back here, which should get me back over here. But well, actually, you know what? I think I got a better option here. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go forward, and I'm just going to try to get on the underside of the 14 ball. That's not overly difficult because I should be able to shoot this ball. I should be able to float off the rail right out here to get a shot on the 8. So let's see how well this goes here. This is the easiest shot I've got. Worked pretty good. If you don't have to draw the ball, I advise against drawing the ball. All right, so now we got to make this one come to the rail, come back off. We don't want to slow roll it. I don't like slow rolling it because then I get over here and it looks really weird. I like to hit it harder so it comes off the rail and it starts to come back towards the 8. It gives you a better shot. So here we go. So that comes back towards the middle of the table. I put a touch of inside English on that, and that was to just keep the cue ball on this side of the table. Inside English in that case would have been left-hand English. So now we're going to hopefully make the 8 in the corner and get out of our first video here. Uh-oh, we dogged the 8. That's never good. So we dogged the 8. Now let's let's talk about strategies though. So you saw the overall pattern. I got to the 8, but we got to be able to make the 8 ball. So by rattling the 8, you give your opponent another chance to come up to the pool table here. So let's talk about the strategy that's going to get us out of solids. So now, what I like about this shot here is everything is a forward roll for most of the shot here. So I'm going to shoot the 3 ball in the corner. I'm going to put high English on it. I'm going to go to the rail because that's going to attack the 6 and the 1. So I'm not going to shoot this real hard, just with some follow. See, sometimes when we get out of 8-ball racks, we do things like that. So we have to be on the other side of the coin too. It's a bummer, but we're not perfect, and we will miss balls that we should not miss. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shoot the 6 in the corner. I'm going to apply some draw for 2 reasons. One, if the draw really takes, I'm going to be able to shoot the 1 in the corner. But if the draw kind of slides on me and I'm over here somewhere, I've got the 5 ball that's just waiting for me. So those are the 2 balls that I'm aiming for. So let's see what the draw does. So let's see, it got me kind of both really. So I would prefer to not have to do as much work anyway. So if I shoot the 5 ball, the cue ball is going to be going this way. And I like that it's going this way because I've got the 2 ball that's right here. The 4 ball, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm going to shoot it last because of the 8 ball sitting in the corner pocket. So now, we're just going to roll the 5 ball, nothing crazy. And that's just going to take me to the 2 inside. So now this is going to be a little stun shot here. I'm going to shoot the 2 in the corner, and I'm going to slide over to shoot the 1 ball here. Because I've got some angle, which is great, I'm going to come off the rail and come back towards the middle of the pool table. So I don't have to do a whole lot. I have a touch of right hand spin on this ball, not a whole lot. Just to come back towards the middle of the table. Now here's the thing. This is where players will argue. Some people like to roll this ball. Some people like to hit this ball hard. And for me, I really want to make it. I prefer to slow roll balls personally, but I know there's a whole lot of people here that would hit this ball with a little firm, and I say that it depends on the situation. If you're playing in a tournament and you're nervous, maybe it's smarter to let the cue stick swing a little better and hit it a little harder, but if you've got your nerves about yourself, slow rolling the ball is not too bad. So I'm going to shoot the 4 in the corner here, and I'm going to slow roll up. Just above center ball here, we just got to make a ball. So see where it goes, and I like doing that on the 9-foot also. I'm going to come rail first here just so I don't scratch balls pretty deep. I like coming up high on the 9-foot there just because that we're short people most of the time, and if we hit this ball here, actually let's talk about it real quick. I'll shoot this ball one more time. Since I'm right-handed, this shot isn't always beneficial for me to hit hard, because if I don't come back towards the middle of the table, if I don't let it come off the rail and up, it becomes difficult to reach. So let's say that I just hit it with a decent stroke and I do something like this. Okay, so now I gotta reach all the way up here. I gotta get out like this, or I gotta come over here and I gotta switch hands, or I gotta get the bridge or something like that. So if I just slow roll it, I get myself up here to where I had that nice little shot. So there is pattern play video 1, and I appreciate everybody watching. We'll check you out in the next video.